drugs were put in our community so that it would tear us up. Not only do it tear you up physically, but it helps you. It's a process of eliminating you as far as making babies too. It messes with your sperm cell. You know, so now it's a form of birth control. So,
a form of birth control. That right there, like, and people overlook that. The signs of birth control.
Yeah.
Controlling your birth, and that's why the whole LGBT community is, you know, that agenda.
Yeah.
It's a weapon against your birthright.
Birth. It's controlling your birthrights now, because the more you start using drugs, it weakens your genetic structure. So now you trying to plant seeds, and your woman wonder why you ain't giving birth to a baby, because this drug don't weaken your genetics now. You know, as far as for you to have, you know, give birth.
Right.
So it's a form of birth control. And not only that, what comes with that element is crime. Because if you get a habit and you running around, you know, with a habit, and you ain't got no way to feed that habit, then you're gonna do whatever is necessary to get that money to do that. So the next thing they know, and this is how they set it up, the next thing that you know, you got a crime. You in the prison. Right. Now, not only is that birth control, that's born control, because now you can't be with your woman to what? Procreate.
Right.
That's God's job, to procreate, give birth to life, whether we do it mentally or whether we do it, you know, through our physical. But once we get it here, we know the next step is to give birth to these babies. So if you constantly putting drugs in your system, now you breaking down your system, so you can't give birth to them. Or when you do give birth to them, you having 7-month babies or 6-month babies when you go to a full 9 term. That's because of what you did to your system, or what she did. Because sometimes a lot of brothers that get high, they allow their woman to do the same thing. And now she breaking down her system. She shouldn't be smoking, she shouldn't be drinking, she shouldn't be doing anything when she carrying the life of Almighty God Allah. You know, and neither should you. You have to lead by example. If you talk about the knowledge culture degree in the 1 to 14, when we talk about the things that she should do, then we got to be the master of those things before she do it. We can't tell her, oh, this is how you know, to read this, you got to keep her home. You got to know how to raise my babies. You know how to you got to take care of me. Then you got to know how to act at home and abroad. But you got to do that.
Right.
You know why we don't see a lot of women in the nation as a result of what we went through? Because a lot of us were speaking it and not living it.
Right.
We were talking about that's what you go, yeah, you better do this. But we got caught up in it ourselves instead of actually being the example of it. So if we're going to tell our women to do it, then we got to be the best knowers, and we got to be the example of it. Oh, what you say, you taking care of, you got to work today? All right, I'll clean the house. You got to learn how to role play too in this society. I know how to clean up the house. I can sweep, mop, make sure everything's in order. I'll take the babies to school.
I'll cook the dinner tonight.
I'll cook the dinner tonight.
Right.
You got to be the best example of it. That's what God is. If you're going to teach, if you're the God of the universe, then you got to know everything that you need to know and how to take care of your universe. Man, your universe. Man, woman, child.
Right.
You the sun. You're the one that's bringing the light to it. So then you bring the light to it, you lead by example. But when you go against that, what happens to your woman is start looking at you in the negative. You ain't God. You ain't God. Look, you said you God, but you doing this and you doing that.
She's right.
What happens now is you just allowed her to place herself above you.
That's right.
And they'll use that against you. So you gotta be the supreme example of all that you do.
If Mecca did this.